If you're a parent and you've ever had that quiet thought in the back of your mind, why does everything feel harder for my kid than it does for other kids? This video is for you. Maybe tummy time turns into screaming. Maybe they fall more than their friends. Maybe they're late walking or late talking. And everyone keeps telling you not to worry, but your gut keeps saying something feels off. I'm Dr. Steve Lako, a prenatal and pediatric chiropractor at Lako Family Chiropractic, and I specialize in how the nervous system develops and regulates in babies and kids. This is what we focus on in our office every single day. And here's what I want to tell you and what you need to hear right away. You're not imagining it and you're not overreacting. A lot of the time, those small struggles aren't personality or parenting problems, they're neurological. Let me explain. Most people think development is mainly about muscles and practice. Stronger legs mean walking, more tummy time means better crawling, more repetition means better skills. But that's actually backwards. Development is brain first and body second. Every milestone your child hits is controlled by the nervous system. Balance, posture, coordination, speech, focus, emotional regulation, all of that starts in the brain. Muscles only carry out the plan, so if the brain isn't organized well, the body can't perform well, no matter how hard your child tries. In our office, we see this pattern every day. Kids who are clearly trying, great kids, great parents, and yet everything feels harder than it should. That's usually a sign that something in the nervous system isn't communicating efficiently. Early in life, the nervous system is incredibly plastic, which is good, but it's also vulnerable. Stress during pregnancy, birth interventions, long labors, C-sections, early falls, tension patterns, inflammation, even subtle physical stress can change how sensory information flows into the brain. And this is where we use a word most parents have never heard before, dysafferentation. It sounds complicated, but it's actually simple. It just means the brain isn't getting clean, accurate input from the body. Your brain runs on feedback. So every joint, every muscle, every movement sends constant information up to the brain, telling it where the body is and what it's doing. That information is what helps the brain develop coordination and posture and control. If that signal is reduced or distorted, the brain is basically building its map of the body on bad information. It's like trying to build a house with a crooked level. Everything after that becomes harder and less efficient. When the brain doesn't get good input, certain areas don't mature the way they're supposed to. Areas like the cerebellum and brainstem, which are heavily involved in balance and timing and muscle tone and regulation, they don't organize as smoothly. These areas are also tied directly into the autonomic nervous system, the part of the nervous system that controls fight or flight versus rest and digest. So now we're not just talking about movement, we're also talking about stress responses. This is where another term comes in that you might hear called dysautonomia. That simply means that the autonomic nervous system isn't regulating well. Instead of smoothly switching between calm and active states, the system gets stuck. Many kids get stuck with their gas pedal pressed down. They live in a low-level fight or flight state. When that happens, muscles are tighter, coordination is worse, sleep is lighter, digestion's weaker, and emotional regulation is harder. Now think about what that looks like in real life. A baby who hates tummy time because their body feels tense and uncomfortable. A toddler who falls constantly because their balance system isn't mapping correctly. A child who gets tired quickly because their muscles are working twice as hard just to stabilize. A kid who melts down during transitions because their nervous system can't downshift smoothly. And how about a child who struggles to focus or sit still because their system never really feels calm? From the outside, it looks behavioral, but from the inside, it's neurological. This is why a lot of common advice doesn't work very well. Parents are told to practice more, discipline more, use better routines, or try harder. But if the underlying nervous system isn't regulated, those strategies don't stick. You're trying to build skills on top of a system that doesn't have a stable foundation yet. It's not that the child isn't trying, it's that the brain doesn't have the capacity yet. One of the biggest mistakes we see is the wait and see approach. And sometimes waiting is appropriate, but neurologically, development happens in windows. The younger the brain, the more adaptable it is. Early childhood is when the nervous system can change the fastest. If a child's under stress and we simply wait, those patterns often don't magically disappear. The brain just adapts around them. Then what was a small coordination issue at 2 years old becomes a bigger learning or behavior challenge at 6 or 7. What we focus on in the office is not chasing symptoms. We're not just looking at speech or posture or focus in isolation. We're looking at how well the nervous system's regulating and communicating as a whole. When we improve the quality of input to the brain and help that system access that brake pedal, we often see a pattern. Kids who used to melt down recover much faster. Kids who fatigued quickly build more endurance. Skills that felt impossible start to show up more naturally. Not because we forced them, but because the foundation improved. If you're watching this and you recognize your child in any of this, the goal isn't to scare you, it's to give you clarity. You're not a bad parent and your child isn't lazy or stubborn. Sometimes the nervous system underneath just needs support, and it's not something that everybody's looking for. And the earlier you look into it, the easier it usually is. If you want to learn more about how the nervous system affects sleep, behavior, milestones, development, we put together a free guide for parents that walks through all of this in plain English. It's the exact framework we use in our office every day. You can download it, that free ebook, using the link below. And if you want to go even deeper, we also created a more detailed book that helps you understand what to look for, what questions to ask, and how to choose the right kind of care for your child. That one's available on the same page as well. Then, if after reading you feel like you'd like personalized help, you can always schedule a consult with us at Lako Family Chiropractic, and we'll walk you through exactly what we're seeing and what makes sense for your child.